Hi, my name is Ulrika with PM Quick Tips, and today I'm going to introduce you to some project management terms that you absolutely need to know as a project manager. I'm going to walk you through some simple, easy to understand descriptions and then discuss how you can pull all those things together. At the end of this video, you'll be able to see how to engage further with PM Quick Tips, how to find other resources and information that you can use on your project management journey. Also, you'll find information on how to access a free list of 20 project management terms that every PM needs to know. Before we get into terms, let's talk about what a project is. Very simply put, a project has a start, middle, and end. Now that seems very simplistic, but if you really think about it, any project that you have ever been a part of as part of the project team or that you may have led, it had a beginning, project initiation, it had a middle, which was the implementation or execution, and it had an end, which was the closeout of the project. If you want to put that in day-to-day terms, there are many examples of projects that you do every single day. For example, going to the grocery store is a project. The beginning, project initiation, is developing a list. Middle, which is implementation or execution of the project, is when you actually go to the grocery store and you purchase all of the items on your list. And then the end or the closeout of that grocery store project is you have left the store and you make it back to your destination and you have wrapped up or closed out your grocery store project. Let's get into the terms that I'm going to discuss with you today. First term, which is very important when it comes to project management, is scope. Scope of a project are the approved outcomes, those could be products or services, that are expected to be produced as a result of the project and the related activities that will be implemented to achieve the desired outcomes. What makes up that project? What's the project about? What is it trying to achieve? That's the scope. Next is methodology. If you've been anywhere around project management or seen any videos or any information about project management, you've probably heard about different project management methodologies. And a methodology is a set of standard processes or steps used to guide implementation of a project. Typically, these have been associated with and used with IT projects, but a project management methodology can be applied to projects in all other fields and domains. Two very well-known project management methodologies are Agile and Waterfall. Next up is the work breakdown structure, or WBS. The work breakdown structure is a logical grouping or categorization of the project scope of work that provides organization of project tasks and deliverables. It can be considered to be the outline of the project. The work breakdown structure organizes all of the aspects of the project into categories, groups, or buckets, if you want to put it in simple terms. A project manager will constantly come back to the WBS, the work breakdown structure, to be able to communicate how the project is progressing in key milestone task areas to the customer, senior leadership, executive leadership, and other stakeholders. Next up is the project artifact. A project artifact is anything tangible related to the project, commonly a document or some other output that is produced as part of the project. A very well-known common project artifact would be a deliverable. Now, sometimes you may hear that all artifacts are deliverables, but that really depends on the project. In some cases, there are very specific formal deliverables that have been identified for a project that must be submitted and are considered the proof that a project has met its goals. Whereas in other projects, a deliverable may be everything that is produced or all the project artifacts. Examples of project artifacts include status reports, staffing plans, standard operating procedures, SOPs, and other standard project management documents. Project schedule, a critical core component of project management. The project schedule, it guides the timeline or duration for the project and identifies those key milestones, tasks, and activities that are necessary to implement the project. Each milestone and corresponding tasks and activities are assigned a start and end date, and they may also be referred to as a project timeline. And finally, stakeholder. The stakeholder is anyone that engages with, contributes to, is impacted by, is affected by, or receives value from the project. Now, you might say, oh, well, everyone doesn't always receive value from the project, and that could be based on perspective or that could be a fact, but the intention is for all stakeholders to receive value from the project, no matter what their role is. Some examples of key stakeholders are the customer or the client, the project team, and executive leadership or project sponsors internal to your organization. Now let's bring everything together. We went over scope, methodology, work breakdown structure, project schedule, project artifacts, and stakeholders. So how do these 6 terms actually work together? Well, we know that the scope defines the project. Well, the methodology identifies the management approach for that project. So how will the project manager manage the scope of the project and the implementation of the project? The WBS organizes the project, so it will organize how those activities are implemented. The project schedule will set the time frame for those activities that are coordinated in the WBS. The project artifacts document all of those milestones and tasks activities that are identified in the project schedule, and then the stakeholders who are impacted by the project receive that output in one form or another. That may be in written form, that may be through meetings and other communications, but they receive the outputs of the project. Well, before we get into next steps, I hope you have found this helpful and you are able to benefit from the simple and straightforward descriptions of these project management terms. What you can do next to learn more about other project management topics is to like and subscribe to the PM Quick Tips channels, and you'll get more take action tips that you can apply in your day-to-day project manager role now. You will find that there are take action tips that you can use immediately in your project management journey. Next, visit pmquicktips.com for even more tools, resources, and information to aid you in your project management journey. And then share this video with someone that you know that also wants to become an expert project manager. If you are interested in the full list of 20 terms, go to the link in the description and you'll be able to access that free resource.